Yeah, start recording. All right, so people, I'll take your textbook. And we are moving to the 6th lesson, which is the word processing software. Right. Now, in the word processing software, we Behara, yeah, that test will be like you have to wait a little though because it is been set up in the Star Labs, so you have to wait for a little time. So, but get ready, right? So you will be receive the link very soon, right? Okay. So in the word processing software, we are like dealing with the a software which has the ability to do the word processing. Like processing means like formatting, coloring, all these things, right? So we talk about these things. We use the word processing software to create invitations, the certificates, the letters, right? Those kind of things we can create. So we get to know about what are the facilities that can be provided by a word processing software. And can you confirm, like, did we copy this down to your book, like regarding the facilities? Yes, people? No, we didn't, right? Yeah. So let's copy it down, right? So have the heading word processing. And we are writing a very little regarding the practical exam, so practical lesson. And I'm doing the practicals for you. Then I will be give some practicals for you to do. So you have to do it and send it to me, right? The output, right? So then we are like mentioning the very important points only, right? So it will be a very little note regarding the practical lessons, right? So all we have to do is like we have to practice how the things are going to happen, right? And for the examination from Word, like mostly they have asked about the tools that is inside the word processing software. So you have to get familiar with those things. And you should know what are the names when you are given an icon. Or like when you are given the name, you should be able to recognize the icon, right? And the formatting parts, right? Let's walk through. All right, so have the main heading word processing, right? Then under that, let me see where they have said about these things. Yeah. Yeah, write it like this. I'll read you the points. Yeah, the process of, right, as the first point, the process of preparing a document, preparing a document, preparing a document with different styles, with different styles, with different styles is called word processing is called word processing. Right. So yeah. So then you can write these two lines. The computer is the best machine for such an activity. Yeah, Udamya, let me repeat. The process of preparing a document. The process of preparing a document is called word processing. I'm sorry. A process of preparing a document in different styles. Sorry, I missed that part. In different styles, process of preparing a document in different styles is called word processing. Right, then you can copy the highlighted part and these points, right? So it's basically from here to here. No worries, Udamya. No worries. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay, two are done. All right, 3 are done. All right, it seems, yeah. Is there anyone still writing? Can we proceed? Okay, so we are going to proceed. All right, so now for word processing software, like I said you last week, we talk about the FOSS, right? Free and open source softwares. So when it comes to the word processing softwares, like there are many word processing softwares, but the most famous one is the Microsoft Office, the Windows Words, like Microsoft Word, MS Word. And when it comes to the free and open source software, now MS Word is not a free and open source software. We have to pay for the Microsoft to purchase the Word on behalf of us, right? And it is given by the Microsoft Corporation. But Open Office is something that you don't need to pay, but in the other hand, since it is a free software, the facilities and the interface is a little bit raw than the MS Word, right? The MS Word tarang user friendly nෑ, but still we can do many things using that, right? And there are many other word processing softwares as well, like ABI Word and FrameMaker, iWork Pages, that is for Apple Corporation, and Kingsoft Office Writer. This is actually something free for the mobile devices, like Android people are mostly use this thing. Libre Office Writer, it is a free and open source software. Microsoft Office Word, which we are going to work today, it is a licensed software. And Open Office Writer, again, it is a free and open source. And Word Perfect, it is from Coral Corporation, again, a licensed software, all right? And other than this, we have word processing softwares in the cloud as well, right? So in the cloud computing, a facility like what we call the Google Docs gives us the facility of creating the or like processing the word, right? I hope you have seen the Google Docs. Let me show you one, right? So the beauty of Google Docs is we can share the document with many different people, right? And we can use the document. That means one single document can be used by lots of people, right? So this is how the docs is appears, right? So this is given by the Google, which is a cloud service. And in this part, we are talking about software as a service feature of the cloud computing, right? And it has many different templates, right? These are the templates. So you can see resumes, letters, project proposals, brochures, like a lot of formats are there, right? Even you can take a blank a sheet, so you can do the works, but it is not very much not like user friendly. This is user friendly, but it is not it doesn't contain a lot of functions and the tools like MS Word does, right? So like when it comes to the free and open source softwares, it comes in a very same manner. මේ වගේ tool box එකක් එක තමයි එන්නේ. So still when you are used to this thing, you can do almost everything like you do in MS Word, right? So today we are going to talk about the MS Word, right, which is the word processing software that we are going to use, right? And with that, we are going to do some practicals, right? and Google Docs and Windows 365, right? Have you ever seen the Windows 365? I think I have the facility for you to show the Windows 365 using my Microsoft account, which I received from the school, right? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, now this is the Windows 365 format of the Word. So when you are using these kind of cloud service of the Microsoft, it gives you the very same interface, right? Tabs with the right? So you can do the things that you are doing with the Word. And this is on the cloud. We need the internet to use this. And wherever we have the internet, we can log into this and do the works that we are carrying on, right? Then අපේ computer එකේ standalone නම් තියෙන්නේ standalone තිබ්බම අපිට මේ laptop එකම හරි computer එකම හරි ඕනේ ඒක වැඩ කරන්න. Otherwise we have to put the uh, Word document in a pen drive, and we have to go and fix with the computer, connect with the computer and do the things. But unlike that, when you are having things online, right? So you can do many different things from anywhere at any time you want. You don't need any extra things. Only thing that you need is an internet connection, which we are having already, right? Yes, Udamya. Yeah, so you can, right? So remember, there are types that you can use, right? Okay, so when it comes to the smart devices, these are the word processing softwares that they use. Document to Go, Google Docs, King's Office, Polaris Office, right? So likewise, there are many different things. Okay, let's jump into the word processing software now. They are talking about Microsoft Office Word 2010, but here I'm going to show you not the version 2010, but the 2019. But it has the same features plus some additional features, right? So it will look like this, but little bit moderate or like much advanced one, right? So how we are going to take the word processing software or execute the word processing software? There are many ways. You can click on the start button I'm sorry, and search along the program list that you have. Then you can find the word and click on it. It will get open. Or else you can search the word, so it will filter up and come, right? Or else you can have a shortcut on your desktop. Then once you double click on that shortcut, it will open. So this is the way that the word processing software looks like right now. This is 2019 version. So like if you look into your books, the interface or the starting point that they show you is a little bit different than this, right? And like I said, there are different kinds of templates. Right now, template means there are predefined formats. දැනටම හදලා තියෙන ඒවා තියෙනවා, so we can use those, right? So see, CVs තියෙනවා, then the calendars, right? So the some what we call some gift lists are there. එපා තෙසඳු මම කියලා ඉවරුණයින් පස්සේ මම කියන්නම් ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් කරන්න. මගේ ප්ලෑන් එක මම ඔයගලන්ට සෙෂන් එකේදී ටූල්ස් ටික ඔක්කොම ඉන්ට්‍රොඩියුස් කරලා ඔයගලන්ට ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් එකක් මම දෙනවා ගෙදරදී කරන්න. So you can do it and send it to me, right? Email කරන්නත් පුළුවන්, WhatsApp send කරන්නත් පුළුවන්, no problem, right? ඒ විදිහට කරගෙන යන්න මට හිතෙන්නේ ඒක ලේසි, right? නමුත් අතර කියන්නේ අත්‍යවශ්‍යම දෙයක් වුණොත් I'll tell you, right? Okay, and you can create some thank you cards, some other cards, invitations, right? All these things can be created, and there are templates, so you don't need to worry neither. අපි හිත designs හිතන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. We already got the designs, right? But since we are learning from the beginning, we are going to choose this blank document, right? That is how we are going to work with this word processing software, which is MS Word. So I'm selecting the blank document. So this is the interface that you can experience, right? Now in this interface, there are several things that you need to identify. So at the very top, it shows you the name of the document. So when you are saving the document, you can save it from any different name that you want, right? So that name will be appear here. Now for the moment, make a save කරලා නැහැනේ. So until I get saved, this default name is there, document 1. And my name appears here because I have logged into this thing. So generally it won't appear in the other versions. And you know about these 3 buttons, right? So the close button is there. You can close the application. And this is called the restore button. So once you click restore, it will exit from the full screen mode, right? Then that restore button changes into the maximize button when it is in the restore mode. The restore mode, the middle button acts as the maximize button. So when full screen is there, the middle button acts as the restore button, right? And the next button is the minimize, which you know, so we can minimize it to onto desktop, right? So later you can click and maximize it again. Excuse me. So at the left hand side, they are having this quick toolbar, right? So you can add the tools if you want to this particular bar, but basically it is having the save button, and these 2 buttons, we call it the undo button and redo button. We will be talking about these things. And in my computer, it has the touch or the mouse mode. So like මම ටච් පෑඩ් එකෙන් වැඩ කරනවා නම්, ඒ කියන්නේ මගේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එක ටච් ස්ක්‍රීන් එකක්. So මම ටච් ස්ක්‍රීන් එකෙන් වැඩ කරනවා නම් I can on the touch mode and do it, right? And using this arrowhead, we can customize this quick access toolbar, right? So for the moment, you can see save button has a tick, undo, redo, and touch mouse mode is having. So if you click on the new button, like if you click on the new word over here, so it will show you the new icon. And if you click on the open, it will show you the open. And if you don't want it, just go to that particular item and click on it. So it will get disappeared, right? So likewise. And again, in these, like at the edge of the screen, you can see the margins and the rulers, not actually the margins, the rulers. So this particular document has 2 rulers, which is a horizontal ruler and a vertical ruler. So horizontal ruler will give you the measurements in inches as well as the vertical ruler. And here this gray color area indicates what's the margin that you are worked on. Then අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් exercise book එකක ලියනකොට we got a margin. So since we got a margin, we can arrange our notes in a very nice manner. Margin එකෙන් එළියට යන්නේ නැහැ, අපි margin එක ඇතුලේ තමයි ඔක්කොම ටික ලියන්නේ. So likewise, Word document is having a margin, right? So whatever you are going to type will be typed within the margin, right? Not out of the margin, right? අපි මොනවා හරි type කරගෙන ගියොත්, right? දැක්කද margin එක ගාවට ආවම automatically පිටිපස්ස ඊළඟ page එකට යනවා, right? So it won't allow us to go beyond the margin, right? Okay, and you can change the margins from these controllers when you take your mouse pointer at the middle of the gray and white area. මේ gray area එකයි white area එකයි match වෙන meet වෙන තැනට ගෙනිච්චො. Your mouse pointer changes like this. So on that particular point, you can click the mouse and you can drag the mouse if you need to like so with that you can decrease or increase margin, right? But generally when we are working, we tend to keep a margin with 1 inch, right? margin එකක් තියාගෙන තමයි අපි වැඩ කරන්නේ. Same happens here. And remember, when it comes to the horizontal margin, you can change the margin like I change over here, as well as you can change the place that you are going to type. දැන් මගේ මේ type කරන්න ඕන තැන තමයි මේ ඉරි කැලලක් නිවි පත්තු වෙන්නේ, blink වෙවි තියෙන්නේ. That little line is called cursor, right? Cursor එක blink වෙවි තියෙන්නේ. So cursor එක blink වෙන්නේ කොතනද? We are going to, like, letters are going to be typed from that particular place, right? So we can type it from that particular place. And if we need to take this forward, කියන්නේ margin එක වෙනස් කරන්න නැතුව අපිට මෙයාව indent කරන්න ඕන නම් we can use this item. This is called the left indent tool. So using the indent tool, you can move the indentation forward as well as backward, but you can go beyond the margin if you want, but there will be problems when you are printing out the document. මොකද margin එකෙන් එළියට ගියාම the printer is given the instruction print the things only within the margin. The margin එකෙන් පිට ගියාම printer එකෙන් warning එකක් එනවා. There are characters which is outside the margin. Maybe it will not get printed. Is it okay? They are asking the confirmation from us. Margin එකෙන් එළිය type කරපුවා තියෙනවා print වෙන එකක් නැහැ සමහර විට කමක් නැද්ද කියලා. Right? So likewise you can change the size of the margin as well as you can change the position that you are going to type. Right? So be careful when you are handling with these things, right? මොකද සමහර වෙලාවට අපිට හිතා ගන්න බැරි වෙලා යනවා අපේ වැඩේ ඇයි මේ විදිහට එහෙට මෙහෙට වෙලා type වෙන්නේ. It is because of this indentation, right? So that indentation can be changed from these two particular buttons as well. මේ දෙන්නගෙනුත් පුළුවන්. මෙයා click කරාම indentation වැඩි වෙනවා. Increase indentation. එයා button එකේ නම increase indent. එයාගේ එහා පැත්තේ ඉන්න කෙනා යපුවම indentation අඩු වෙනවා. Decrease indent. Right? හැබැයි එයාව පාවිච්චි කරලා අපි අර mouse එකෙන් මේ margin එකෙන් එහා පැත්තට ගෙනිච්චා වගේ ගෙනියන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ මෙයා. මෙතනින් එහාට කොච්චර click කරත් it stays at the margin point. Right. Then after, over here at the bottom, this shows you the status. අපි මේකට කියනවා status bar එක කියලා. So it says how many pages are there for your document. Right now in this document I got only one page and I am on the first page. Right? මම තව page එකකට ටක් ගාලා ගියොත් right, now I got 2 pages and I'm on the second page. So that is why it says page 2 of 2. My first page it says page 1 of 2. Right? සමහර අයට මේක එච්චරම පේනවා අඩු ඇති මම magnify එක අරගන්නම් ඉන්න. Right? So I'm saying here. See, now it is page 1 of 2. So මම ඉන්නේ පළවෙනි page එකේ. Right? මම දෙවෙනි page එකට ගිහිලා click කරාම මෙතන change වෙනවා page 2 of 2 කියලා. So you can have an idea about the page that you are in. Right? And again, Just a second, people. And again, now we got A, B, C, D, just one word over here. And the status bar says you got one word. And if we print, if we type another word, and it says there are two words. If you type another word, then it says three words, right? Likewise, status bar shows you how many words are there, right? That helps in many different scenarios, right? Api documents hadanapata samahara welawata we have to work with a word limit, right? Apita words mechara pramanayak thiyennon then, like when you are like doing a special course, or when you are like doing an assignment in the campus, ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඉස්කෝලේදී දෙන සමහර assignments උත් කියනවන්නේ දැන් අපි රචනාව ලියනකොට when we are writing the essay, they say like write more than 250 words. Now on a piece of paper we can count it, but when we are like typing on a screen, it will be a little bit hard for you to count. And this status bar will help you how many words are there, to show how many words are there. And it shows you the language that you are using, right? So and this one, it says the proofing tool, like enemy වැරදි තියනවා නම් අපිට හොයාගන්න තියෙන tool එක, right? So this is called the status bar. It shows how many pages are there, on which page you are in, how many words, proofing, and the language. So on the other hand, they have some mods of using this page. So this is called the reading mode. Now we are actually in the print layout mode. Can make a print karam මොන වගේද කියලා පේන තැන තමයි අපි ඉන්නේ. Right? If you put it to the read mode, you will see. So now my entire screen is arranged in a way to read that thing. Margins ටික පේන්නේ නැති වෙලා කියලා, so I can control by these control buttons. මම මෙයාව click කරාම ඊළඟ page එකට යනවා, right? Likewise I can shift through the pages, right? So that is when we are in the reading mode, right? And there is a mode called web layout as well, right? So web layout උනාම margins අස් කරලා දෙපැත්තෙම අපිට යන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම කෙරවල් වලට මේගොල්ලෝ අරගෙන යනවා. Because when it comes to the web layout or a web page is something wider නේද? එයාගේ margin එක බොහොම හීනි හැදලා තියෙන margin. And we generally work with the print layout mode, and this is something very important, the zoom controller. Now when you are having the zoom controller, be sure always to set the zoom to the 100%, right? Not more, not less, right? Why I'm saying that, like when you are having the zoom into the 100%, then your work is real. ඔයා කරන වැඩේම තමයි ඔයාට output එක එන්නේ. But in case, if you like, let's assume that you have increased the like you are in a zoom in position, right? If it happens like that, you will not realize that these letters are actually smaller than this scale, right? So when you like now my percentage is 120, like 200 කරන්නකො, then 200% තියෙනකොට මෙතන when we are writing something, it is being zoomed into 200 position, right? Not the same, right? So එහෙම උනාම වෙන්නේ, like when you are trying to get an output, that output is like showing very mismatchable things, right? So it's better, the advice is keep the zoom controller on 100% position. Then if you really need to make the sizes or the colors of your things, or like the documents, use the home, or like the use the home tab, and inside it there are font group, right? So what is this group and tabs? then tabs කියලා කියන්නේ මේ ඔයාලට පේන්න තියෙන ඒවට. Right? මේ තියෙන tabs. අපි මේකට ribbon එකක් කියලා කියනවා sometimes. Right? So there are different number of tabs. Right? So inside each and every one tab, they have these groups. Now group names are right below at the group, like this called clipboard, font, paragraph, style, editing, sensitivity, right? So there are many. And each and every group contains like in similar type of tools, right? Then මෙතන මේ clipboard group එකේ තියෙන්නේ it is regarding the copying, pasting, cutting and all these things. Font group එකේ තියෙන්නේ it's about the formattings that we can give a font, right? Paragraph එකේ තියෙන්නේ what we can do with the paragraph, right? Those type of things. And likewise, there are different kinds of tabs where you will be able to manage your device. Right, so those are the general stuff. So let me see whether I miss anything. Right, so I talk about the title bar, scroll bar, power button. Yeah, everything is there. Right. So I'm not going to give any notes regarding this. Right. Yeah. Right. So now this is what we call the Libre Office, right? So see, it doesn't have that tab kind of a surface, right? It is having a very raw, very primitive type of interface is given, right? But still, like if you compare it with the with the other softwares, this is limited in some අපිට කරගන්න අවශ්‍ය දේවල් ටික මේකේ තියෙනවා. Other than that, they don't provide. Right? They don't provide means like now it is being developed. සෑහෙන කාලයක් තිස්සේ develop වෙනවා. ඔබ ස්වේච්ඡාවෙන් වැඩ කරන කට්ටියනේ. voluntarily වැඩ කරන අය තමයි ඒ වගේ දේවල් වල හොඳම experience එක තියෙන්නේ. Right? So we don't have a menu bar. Instead of that, we are having the ribbons, right? All right. So now it is talking about the standard toolbar. So now standard toolbar, yeah, it's those are the tools that we use the most. But again, we are not leaving this here, right? So like the most essential ones are not leaved, but some නේද පොඩ්ඩක් ඔය decorations කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒවා ටිකක් ඒගොල්ලෝ leave කරලා තියෙනවා. Right? Okay, so let's explore about these tools now. Right? All right. So with this, first I'm going to the home tab. Right now, home tab, I'm like very naively, I'm going for the font group, this particular group. Right now, this particular group contains several different tools. Right. So let me take the magnifier again. So you can see this is the home tab, and this group is called the font group. So the first one, you may know about these things very well, right? So the first one is about the font type is changed by this. So whatever the fonts that is installed into your computer will be here. Like when you are installing the word processing software, it installed these type of fonts as well, right? So you can use different types, as well as you can download the fonts and install them into your computer and then use, right? So no hesitations, or like you don't need to like bother about what are the extra facilities that you need to take, right? So now I can have some words right over here. So I'll take some words. So how I'm moving from one line to another? By pressing the enter key, right? So at the end, when I press enter key, I'm going to the other level, right? So now I can like select the car. Now that is important. Now, if we need to apply some particular event or like some particular things using these tools, first we have to select it. How we are going to select it? You can select it by double clicking on a word. So one particular word will get selected, right? Now, for a moment, let's hope, or let's assume these three are on a sentence scale. So now, just by clicking separately on the words, we can select that particular word. Now, what happens when it needs to be like selected totally? Select there are like you can click on a one end and drag it to the other end. Click on a one end and get directed to the other end. That is how we are going to select it, right? So I'm taking these things down. And again, there's a trick. If you really want to select the entire row at once, so you can move your mouse to the left hand side and then double click. Right? So if you can do that, it gives you the facility of selecting it. And people, you don't need to double click on here. Just go there and click. When mouse pointer is moved on like beyond the margin, it becomes like that cursor. It changes into an arrow. So once you click it, you can select the entire row at once. And the trick is, if you triple click on this, now double click will select a word. If you take triple click, so this is what happens. Now I'm doing it very fastly. What happens? For a triple click, you can select a sentence, one particular sentence. That is what you call the triple click. So anyway, you using any method, you can select a word. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and going to give you some another formattings, right? And for this, I'll put Algeria. Yeah. So these are three types of words having three types of engine. Right. So then you can increase the font size. Now, if I need to increase this font size of car, I can choose. Right. So then it will be increase up to that point, or like on the way that we have like selected. Now here I have selected 72. Now one disadvantage of this method is like we have to fix into the like the given numbers. These sizes set line. Like if you go through the list, you can see like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, there are there. But if you really need to have the size 13, you don't have a 13 right over here. So in that case, you can type, right? So you can erase this and you can say, okay, 30 and say enter. So it is like that, right? So type of the font, size of the font. So size can be increase and decrease without a limit with the use of these two things, right? So the big A is called increase font size, small a is called decrease font size, right? So what we are doing is I'm clicking the what you call the increase in font size button, and now you can see they have this size called 110, but earlier in the list it was not there, right? So likewise you can make it bigger, and in the way you make it bigger, this can make it like cooler or like uh, make it smaller, right? So those are the ways that we can increase and decrease the things, right? Hari මෙච්චර වෙලා කතා කරපු දේවල් ටික clearද? Let me have the confirmation. Right, great. Okay, so now I'm going to delete these things. How we are going to delete it? You can simply select it and hit the deleting button, or you have to, right? And then you can use the other tools for the other formattings. Now I'm going to type just one word, which is Apple, and I'm increasing the font, since you need to recognize me, right? At the recognize the word. Now I'm selecting the word and making it bold. Now concentrate on the screen. Now when I press on the bold, it will it will give you a preview, which we call the live preview, right? Now it shows you what happens with the sizes, right? See, so this is called live preview, right? So live preview means it's not been applied, but it's reviewed, right? So now I have written the word Apple. Now I'm going to choose this B button. So B stands for bold. Did you see that? Now the B is applied on here, right? So if we need to get rid of the boldness, just select the text that you have the boldness, then click on the bold icon. So the bold is given. And in the very same way, italicization, so like italic karanna puluwan, as well as we can underline it. And again, at the right hand side, underline can be done in many different ways, right? So likewise, it can be changed using bold, italic, and underline buttons. All right, people, just give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. So then we learn about the bold, italic, underline, and we know how to get rid of those things once it is been applied. So if you need to get rid of it, just click on the icon. So it will take out the formats, right? And once we select it, it will show if any format is being applied to this particular word. Then I'm bold apply කරලා මෙයාව වෙන තැනක click කරලා තිබ්බොත් මේ bold කියන එක කෙනාව highlight වෙලා නැහැ පේනවද? But if I went here, it is being highlighted. So that means it is being applied to this particular point. Right. And now I'm going to show you what happens with this. This is called the strike through. Right? Strike through is allowing you to draw a line at the middle of the word. Right? So it is again can be used to several different purposes. Like if we really need to show that something is wrong on our document, we can use the strike through. And the next two are brothers. One is called subscript and the other one is called the superscript, right? Now subscript, now when you need to write a chemical component or like the chemical solution. So if you say how H2O, if we are trying to write H2O, it works like this. And we know we need this 2 at the bottom level. So what we can do is we can select 2 and we can send it to the bottom level, right? So then it will appears as it is. As well as if you want to take it to the upper level, then like you have to say select the item and you have to say the superscript or like the click on the superscript. So superscript will take you or like will take the character to the up or like the upper line, right? And next one, you really like that, right? So it is called the font style, as I remember. Text effect, yeah, text effect tool. So how we are going to effect the text? So it has several different modifications. So you can apply the text effect. So when it is being changed, our word will get changed. Then දැක්කද මට වෙච්ච දේ මම මෙයාව නිකන් cursor එක තියාගෙන ඉඳලා. So I'm just going there and trying to apply. But it's not previewing me. It is because this is not being selected. Right? So now you can see what are the differences it happens. Right? So these are some predefined formats. Right? So as well as under those, there are like again effect එක වෙන වෙනම දාන්නයි මේ තියෙන්නේ. Right? You can use the outline, you can use the shadows, you can use the reflections. So it's the same thing that we are doing over here, but like happening or like performing in one by one manner, right? So ඔක්කොම එකට දැන් මේ තියෙන එක්කෙනෙක් ගත්තොත්, now if you take this type of thing, this has the color, this has the gradient, this has the reflection. So all those things are there. All right. So when it comes to the these type of selections, we have to specifically we have to say what to be done. The outline we say okay, have an outline. And if you need a shadow, all right, so let's have a shadow. And later it says do you need a reflection? So like you can choose how far you are going to reflect, right? So likewise those facilities are there, right? And what about these two? Who knows about these two things? Yes, people. එවන්න බලන්න ideas. Yes, people. These two pehara, like where my mouse is going around. මොකද කරන්නේ මේ දෙන්නගේ? Yeah, one is for text highlighting. Now, what is text highlighting? Right now, when we select the case, select the sentence, and when I press text highlight, does the font color is changed? The color of the font is changed. No, right? Yeah. So it's like the same highlighting that you are done on some of your books, right? So when we highlight it, we can't like general highlighting means there won't be a disturb regarding the highlighting part, right? අපි highlight එකක් අරගෙන ගොඩාක්ම තුල්ලුවොත් අපිට යවා ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා එකම තැන පාට කරොත්. But generally highlighting means with the time it will go, right? And now when it comes to the font colors, the story differs, right? Yeah, just a second, people. I have to answer this call. Right. So now this is highlighting. We know like highlight won't change the font colors, right? Api physically right? Now with our fruit name orange, right? And once we select this, and from here we can change the colors, right? So we can give different colors, right? And if you don't like the colors on this particular palette, you can go for more colors. And you can choose whatever the color you want. And you can apply. Right? And have you seen this? There is a gradient as well. Right? So you can apply a gradient. If you apply it like this, see, it's like matte the color එක වැඩි දෙපැත්තේ color එක අඩුයි, right? So you can use a gradient and you can go for more gradients from here, right? Predefined preset evak tiyenawa, right? So these are the preset gradients, right? And you can say how it's going to be the gradient, right? So you can change in the way you like. And with this is what you call clear formatting one. So like if I select this and if I click on this, see, it has clear all my formattings. However, this is a special case. If I click the clear formattings, what happens? The highlighting part is not gone, it is there, right? So highlighting, they consider highlighting is not a formatting, it is just a document need as they so. So a bit highlight we go for the highlight color and we choose no color of highlighting, so nothing is been highlighted. Right, and the last one is the change case tool. So to illustrate that, I need a sentence, right? And I'm writing the one. Right, so I say welcome to the startups. Now in here you can say my first letter is capital, rest of the things up to here are simple. So this has first letter capital and the second letter capital. So when I select this particular sentence and goes for the change case, and if I say lowercase, all the capital letters will become simple, right? All the capital letters. So if I press on this, see, W is simple, S is simple, L is simple. Right, and if I select this and go to the tool and click on the uppercase will change all the letters into capital, right? And if I choose capitalize each word, it will capitalize the very first letter of each word, like this. So W is capital, T is capital, this T is capital, S is capital, and L is capital. And toggle case, now toggle case is there to change like capitals into simples as well as simples into capitals, right? So once I click on this, all the capital letters will become simple and all the simple letters will become capital, right? See, W is simple, T is simple, the E is simple, and S is simple, L is simple. Right, so those are the things that you have to get done with the font group. Okay, confirm me whether it is clear. Right, great. Okay, so let's move to the alignment or the paragraph part, right? So to do that, I'm going to take a copy from a paragraph, right? Let's take a paragraph. I'm going to take a paragraph of CGD. Right, so I'll select the paragraph and make the fonts a little bit bigger so you can see the changes that I'm doing clearly, right? So this paragraph has an alignment, right? So the way you can see this, there is the left, now this paragraph is now left alignment. The left margin is aligned, but not the right margin. You can see the right margin. And then we can go for this center align. Now center align means center is aligned, but not the left, not the right. And we can go for right alignment as well. So now the right hand side is aligned, not the left hand side. So what we can do is to have the alignment in both the side, we use justify. So just once you use justify, it is like aligned in the left side as well as the right side. And this particular one, this is called line and paragraph spacing. Now line and paragraph spacing means the distance between the lines. So if I click the arrowhead, I can see 1.0, 1.15. So when I'm moving my mouse pointer here and there, you can see it is how this spacing is happening. Right, so I'm going to apply the 2.5. Yeah, now you can see it is been like there are a lot of spaces in between the sentences, right? Document එකක filling එක කොහොමද වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක තීරණය කරන්න පුළුවන් එක තැනක් තමයි the spacing. Okay. Hari. Right. So Susu. No, that is working. Please. Right. And then I'm going to show you another coloring format. Right. So before that, I'm going to decrease the spacing into 1.5. Now look at this. This is called the shadings. So here we had the highlight, text highlight color and font color. Now this is called shadings. Now shadings is there for a reason. Now I'll show you what happens when the shadings apply. So I will just select one single line from this paragraph and I'm click on this and I'm choosing. See what happens? It is something similar to the highlight, but there is a difference is this. Now if I select this entire paragraph and put highlighting happens in this manner. But if I select this and give the red color, right? Hold on, I have to get rid of the highlight color first. See, the highlighting and the shadings works in a different manner. right? So shading works. Susu, come here. Right? So shading happens only with the text. I'm sorry, highlighting happens only with the text, but shading happens to the entire paragraph, right? So same goes with the borders. Now, if I select this and apply borders, you can see the borders are generating now. You won't be able to see it clearly when there is colors. Let me get rid of that. Oh, what's happened here? All right. Now, if I put the borders, I can put the top border to the left, to the right. So likewise, right? To down, right? So like this, it will work, right? So you can have the borders as well, right? And for that, yeah. So then for this particular thing, the indentation, like I said to you, if I increase indentation, it goes like this. If I decrease, it goes like this, right? And this, of course, is there to sort out the things, right? Then sort karnawa na, we should have a list kind of things, right? So I'll get rid of this and I'm going to create a list. Now, how we are going to create a list? Increasing the font size. Now, generally, like if we set a fruit list, right? So we can say apple, mango, right? Papaya, watermelon, right? So those kind of things. Right, so this is a list, but we can decorate this list as a bullet list. A bullet list is something like this, right? So when the bullet is appeared, you can change the type of the bullet by clicking on this arrowhead. You can have it something like this, or like this, or like this, right? So you can change the bullets. So if you need to have another item in between two items, now let's say you need grapes in between mango and banana. So you go to the edge of the banana or like the end of the banana and press enter, then you will be given a new point or a new symbol. So we type grapes. Right? And again, if you want to get rid of some items, you can backspace it. You can place the cursor and you can backspace it. Or else you can just select and delete it. Right? So likewise, you can get rid of those things. So if you need something after the last item, you can have it like this. And if you want to end the this particular list, we have to press enter once, then it will give you a bullet automatically, then press it again, so it will goes down. And when it comes to the numbered list, it goes the same way. The only difference is when you select the list, we can click on the numbers and those bullets will be changed into numbers, right? And these numbers, there are several different patterns. You can have this, you can have numbers and a bracket, you can have Roman numbers, you can have ABCs. Likewise, you can have a numbered list. So the left hand side is the bullet list, right hand side is the numbered list. All right, like in the name we call it numbering, right? And let me show you something else, like about this one, multi-level list. Now I need to name like green apple and red apple under the apple, right? So if I press enter after the apple, it will goes to B. And then if I press tab key on your keyboard, tab key keyboard, it goes in one particular way. So I say green apple. And when I press enter, the column continues. So I can say red apple. And if we need to proceed more further, we can press the tab button and say, let's say it has two prices, 100 rupees, 200 rupees. Right? So likewise, you can change the level of the list. And again, if you need to change the way these things appears, for that, you have this multi-level list. Then api dakke, it changes like this. A, simple I. If you need to change it like this, you can go for it. So it will be 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.2.1, likewise. And if you want, you can change it into a bullet list as well, right? So likewise, multi-level list can be used when we are creating the lists, right? And the very last one is the sorting. So now, before I sort, I'll take my list into something like this. Now I select this and I'm pressing sort. Then it will ask what kind of a way that you need to sort, ascending or descending. So if I say ascending, and it is asking how we are going to like sort, whether it is paragraph wise or the heading wise or whatever. Paragraph එක paragraph එකට අරගන්නවද නැත්නම් crowd එකේ විදිහට අරගන්නවද, ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ word crowd එකේ විදිහට ගන්නවද, right? So we can choose, right? So type එක, alright, text the number, the date, the කොහමද කියන එක. And if I say years, it is being arranged in the way it in a way of ascending, the apple, banana, grapes, orange, watermelon. So previously it was like this. Let me see, right? Apple mulling, then banana, grapes, watermelon was on the up, on the top, and orange was at the down. And once I change it, so this is the way what happens when the sorting happens. Now if I go there and say descending and press OK, so watermelon comes up, then orange, grapes, banana and apple, right? So that is the way that we are going to use the the sorting, how the sorting has happening, right? Then this particular one is called show hide controls, right? So show hiding, like just click on it. I'll click on it to see what happens. See, එක පාට symbols වගේක් වටනවා නේද? Right? මේ P අකුර වගේ symbol එකකින් කියන්නේ you have pressed the enter on that point. මේ ඊතලයක එකකින් කියන්නේ ඔයා tab space එක පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා. Right? So we can explore like how this is going to happen. Again, මොන තැන්වලද අපි enter එක පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන්නේ, enter එක පාවිච්චි කරලා නැති තැන් තියෙනවා. දැන් සමහර ලාවට පේලිය දිග වැඩි වුණාම automatically යටට යනවා. So those things will not be mentioned as this. So if you want to get rid of this thing, all you have to do is like just click on that again, so it will get off. All right, people, so we talk about the font group and the paragraph group, right? So before next day, I'm going to send you a simple activity to the groups, right? So you have to do it on a word processing software. It doesn't matter on which one you are going to do, and you have to email me or send me a WhatsApp message. Much better if you can send me a WhatsApp message so I can directly access it. But if you cannot send a WhatsApp message, just just email it to me. All right? I need the soft copy, the editable soft copy, right? PDF වගේ save කරලා එවන්න එපා. And people, so the next week you are not going to have the classes. You are getting a holiday due to the New Year season, right? So have a very nice weekend and a vacation, right, people? So you got the vacation, even though you were having a COVID vacation for a long time. But this time it's different, right? So it's the New Year, right? So enjoy and keep it like keep remembering, right? Like keep it in your mind. You got a homework, right? I'm sending you a very small one. It's better you finish it off and have your vacation, right? And I wish you a very happy New Year, right? And have a very happy vacation, right? I'll see you not on next week, but the week after for the same time, right? Okay, people, thank you very much. Right? Okay, wish you the same, everyone. Wish you the same. Right, okay. Right, thank you very much all. So I'm going to end the session from here.